Merry Christmas! I hope you're enjoying this time with your family. I know I'm enjoying watching the kids open their gifts, spending time with family, eating good food, and just taking this time to just relax and rest. I hope you are doing the same as well. And welcome to another video of Behind the Tool. This is where I give you tutorials for specific tools. And if you don't know who I am, I'm Roxanne and I'm the founder of Marketing Tech Mama. My mission with this YouTube channel is to help 100 moms work from home by being a tech VA in the digital marketing industry. So, in today's video, I'm going to walk you through the 7 key items that you need to know when building a scheduling page. But today we're going to do that deep dive into Calendly, right? In my other video, which I'm going to put up here, um, I went over the keys and what they are, but today we're going to take those keys and we're going to apply them to Calendly, right? I'll have other videos for other tools as well. And I would love to hear if there's any tools that you would love to see this for, just a deep dive into anyone, just let me know and I would love to be able to check it out and create a video for you. All right, so Calendly is a very popular and a powerful scheduling tool. And honestly, it keeps getting better and better. It's very easy to use. The design is simple and clean, which is good. It's very functional. The integrations are expanding and they keep adding more things to make it better for scheduling. Like it's definitely my favorite scheduling tool out right now. It's just, I love it. It's really, really good. Okay, so before we get into it, let me show you this. Let me just remind you the 7 keys that you need to know when you're creating a scheduling page. Okay, so the first one is the number of events. How many events are you doing? Then we want to do naming conventions, right? The availability, questions, the thank you page, email automations, and text automations. Okay, so let me go ahead. We're going to share our screen, and I'm going to walk you through each step bit by bit. Okay, so now I'm sharing my screen, and we're going to go through each of these types in detail. So the first one is the number of events that you want to have. So if you look for me, right, I'm going to pull this up, marketing tech consultation. I have 2 events for that. One is with my personal brand, that's Roxanne Oates, and then this one's through my agency, which is the Mompreneur Agency. So I already know I want 2 events for this because I have 2 different places that I want people to be able to book, and it's going to be a very similar call, right? So that's why I have that. So that's the number of events. I already know there's 2 events that I want to have. Um, then the second one, right, the naming conventions that I talked about, internal and external. So the external one, we can view the booking page so you can see it, right? It says marketing consultation. That's what people are going to see, right? It's a one-on-one meeting for 30-minute tech consultation, and I have my availability there. But then I also have this internal name you can see here that says the Mompreneur Agency, so that I can easily tell how many people are booking on this site, right, for a marketing consultation. And the same for here. The external one's going to be the exact same thing, right? Marketing tech consultation for this and etc. But the internal name has RO because then I know the people are booking. They're coming from my personal brand website, and this one's coming from my agency website. Okay, so I already know what that one is. So now for here, we're going to talk about the availability. So I'm going to pull up this one and we can edit the availability from there. Okay, so my availability for this is, right, my location is Zoom and I just put one-on-one meeting. I already have that set up. That's integrated. That's good to go. Then it's when can people book these event? So I put it they can do 14 weekdays into the future. I don't want it too far ahead. I don't want too many openings and things like that. I already know it's 30 minutes, right, for the call. And you can see I have my availability here from 2 to 5. Tuesdays through Thursdays. That's when I only accept calls for these. I don't do it Fridays or Mondays. Fridays are supposed to be like a more chill out day, and Mondays are generally my meeting days and planning for the week and all that. So I don't do that. Okay. So they have 14 days in advance. And the thing that I like about Calendly too is you can add a buffer before or after. So that means even if let's say someone's scheduled at 2 o'clock, it's gonna let's do 2:30. It's a better example. So let's say someone does 2:30. It's gonna make sure no one. It gives me 15 minutes before if I click this, or 15 minutes after. I don't have this set up just because I already know how I can generally do these in 30 minutes in and out. I don't usually need a buffer for them, to be totally honest. And then there's other settings here, right? 30 minutes, 4 hours, right? And I have this make this a secret event because I need people have to go to a specific place in order to find it. With Calendly, they give you like a default page. If you look here, no, not this one, sorry. Let me go. So they give you, right, a default URL. And if somebody comes here, you see not everything's on here. A meet and greet works, a 30-minute meeting and a 60-minute meetings are the only things that you can, if you find my Calendly, that you can see. You won't be able to see the other stuff, right? Because I made this secret. Okay, so then the next thing that I put is questions. So of course I get first name, last name, email, right? That's kind of standard. And then I put here phone number as a backup to Zoom, just as a backup. And I really don't use it like I don't usually have Zoom issues, but I just like to have it as a backup just in case there are issues, whether it's on their end or the very few times I have it on my end, we can still connect, we can still keep everything going and stay in touch. Also, too, I put why is now the time that you're looking for marketing help, right? In my last video, I mentioned that this is a question that I have because I want to know, are people really serious about booking a time or getting something done, or are they just kind of fishing, right? So this question just helps me to get that from them. And then I asked, what would make this call successful for you? Like, what's their objective? What's their goal for this call? Again, these are things that I do to help me understand. But with Calendly, when you add a new question, like it's one line, there's multiple lines, it's going to be a little bigger, right? Radio buttons, check boxes, drop downs, and of course the phone number field. If you really want to do the phone number, so let me kind of come back here because this, if you're going to look here, right, it's just one line. It's not the phone number because I don't have text messages turned on and integrated for here. So I'm not worried about it. But if I did want to have text message and stuff integrated, you would have to use the phone number field. You would have to. And the question would be like, what is your number? Right? And you can make it required or not. So I'm just going to apply it for here just so, and you can tell, right? Because it has the calendar. So it's like, what's your country code? I'm going to delete this because, again, this is live out there and I don't want this to stay like this. So Calendly, like I said, is good because they have workflows. So I have workflows that when somebody is booking a time on here, I not only are we doing the email reminders, but we're also using nurture emails to respond to people. So I have these emails set in that's just going to remind them to join. And it's also going after this to kind of have some other follow ups as well. So that's what I have. And for these, it's just an email. So those are my workflows. Notification and cancellation policies are the easiest because you can switch to email confirmations. I like to use the calendar invite because it just looks good. Here's a calendar. I know for me, I live and breathe in my calendar, so I need it there. If it's not there, it doesn't exist. Um, email reminders, again, I have this here. You can go to personalize, see how it looks like. I usually leave the default. I don't look for anything too crazy, right? I just want them to have the calendar invite and then the reminders as well. You can also have email follow up if needed. And then, like I said, the text reminders as well. So the next point that I have on here that we haven't talked about yet are the thank you page. So what happens is on the confirmation page, right? See right here, I have it display Calendly confirmation page. It's just going to be really important. It's just really simple for them to use. So I can also do the display Calendly confirmation page, or I can redirect to an external site. So this one right here will be booking thank you. So we can just kind of check it out. I haven't seen this in a while. And I'm sure I did this for some type of event. Oh, add your headline. Oh, it was a placeholder. Interesting. Oh man, I gotta clean up this data, the pixel stuff for sure. So that's probably why we didn't have it there. It was just a test and we didn't finish, which is totally fine. Um, okay. All right. And this one is too with Calendly, you can collect payments if you want. This is something that I don't have turned on because I don't require people to schedule, like to pay to schedule a call. If I did, I generally do something first and then send my calendar link. But hey, if you're somebody that has to pay, right, for bookings and you kind of have that often, I would definitely recommend to turn this on. Okay, so the workflows too, this is where we can talk about too, like your is setting it up to your email integrations, because that's going to be really important to make sure that once people come in here, what happens next. So what I do is I use Zapier. From there is once somebody books the event from here, we use a Zap to then go ahead and send them to my CRM, which is Infusionsoft or Keep, and that way it can give them the tags and it can follow up that way. So that's how I use this integrations for my Calendly. Zapier is such a great tool. You can always go to the integrations tab, right, and see how to integrate things directly. And there's a lot of different stuff that they have. Here, I'll do sales and CRM because that's one of the most popular one. As you can see here, Salesforce and HubSpot goes in they integrate natively, and natively means you don't need Zapier or a third party tool. You can just click on here, right? And you can just click and it's going to integrate seamlessly. I'm just trying to check for some other things too. MailChimp is on here. Interesting. Okay, so that's that. And for the text messages, like I said, you just need to have the question in here and it needs to be a text so that when you get down here to notifications and you do the text reminders, right? I'm surprised it let me turn it on. I think I do have the plan, but I'll just put this here, right? It's just reminder the event name with the name at the event time and date. And you can put how many reminders, right? So this one's 24 hours before. I'll do 1 day before, right? 24 hour, well, that's technically the same thing. So I'll put 1 hour before, right? So it's going to send a text 24 hours and 1 hour before to just remind them about this. But I'm going to turn this off because I do not have this on my account right now. All right. Okay, so that is everything. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you like seeing more content like this, be sure to like and subscribe to my channel so you can be notified when I create new videos. And I create a new video every week, so make sure you check me out every week for this information. And also, I also write about how it is to be a virtual technical assistant on my blog at marketingtechmama.com/blog. Um, I would love to hear from you. Have you used Calendly before? If you haven't, what do you like about this? And if you do use Calendly, what is your favorite thing about Calendly? Because right now, workflows would definitely be my favorite thing. All right, that's it for this video. Take care. See you next time.